I'm with the CEO of a company that's pushing to IPO in the years ahead. Well, the chief executive of the Italian jeweler Pomellato, Andrea Morante, is with us. Thank you so much for coming in. Now, of course, this week was a big week in terms of luxury, in terms of fashion. It seems that there's so much talk, or so much people are scared about a recession. Does it affect your business at all? And if it does, what precautions are you taking? Is it the emerging markets where you want to grow in?
Well, Francine, oddly enough, it's as if the industry is defeating gravity, because in 2011, I think the average growth within the industry will be roughly 5 or 6%, which really means that for the better managed companies like Pomellato, for example, the growth is going to be double-digit, in fact. So I would say that in the absence of very negative news, which we obviously keep on seeing, 2011 is confirmed as a very solid year, while 2012 could obviously be a different story, depending on what happens between now and the end of the year.
And this is because what kind of consumer is actually trying to cut down? Because we had a survey this week, which I thought was quite surprising, in saying that the higher earners are cutting down a little bit on what they spend on luxury, but the common man on the street is upping it a little bit. What is 2012 going to bring?
Well, you know, the fact of the matter is that the driver of the growth, as you were sort of indicating before, is really the Chinese consumer. Okay? That is the real driver, especially for larger companies and larger brands. If you consider that within the next sort of 8 to 10 years, there will be 50 million additional Chinese consumers within the industry, and they will translate into roughly 80 billion additional euros of spend, then you understand why it's so strategically important to be positioned in Shin Kong Mall in Beijing or in Plaza 66 in Shanghai, and then grow within the country. Having said that, you're also right that there are, even within the mature companies, a certain amount of resilience within the industry, which we were surprised to see initially. And perhaps we'll see over the Christmas period, which is obviously a very important period for the luxury industry and for the jewelry industry in particular, how things will develop.
Now, of course, next year is still quite uncertain. You also have rising commodity prices, a lot of volatility on the markets. Mm-hmm. You're aiming to IPO in 2013. When will you decide for sure? In this kind of environment, does it make you jittery a little bit because there's so much volatility that it can go wrong?
Yeah. I think that when you target a date for an IPO, you really sort of, work as best you can towards that direction, and you stop really thinking and worrying about what is happening. You have to be strategically positioned in terms of being prepared for 2013 or 2014. Then what happens in between, all remains to be seen. The fact of the matter is that on the basis of the evidence that we have so far, we think that there are, we can confirm our plans and our decisions. Having said that, you have to be flexible and adjust accordingly.
All right, Pomellato CEO Andrea Morante, thank you so much for joining us on the program today.